Hello everybody, welcome back to our weekly vlog. Even though this is like the intro to the vlog, I'm actually filming this after all of the events of the vlog have happened. I figured I would kick this vlog off with a detailed story about more health issues that have been going on with me. So probably like a month ago, I started feeling like I had a lump in my throat. The night that it happened, I was like, okay, no big deal. Like, it'll probably just go away on its own. Like, whatever, right? It didn't. It ended up persisting for like a month. So I scheduled an appointment with my doctor to talk about it. But, like, a few days before I had that doctor's appointment, I was talking to Audrey. And a lot of the times, like, when I'm talking, sometimes I'll just like idly like rub my neck and like I don't know, it's probably not the best habit, but I was just like doing this and I came across what felt like an actual lump in my neck. And I don't know if you guys will be able to tell or like see this on camera. I think you can. Like, there's a lump in my neck. I have a freaking lump in my neck. So I went and talked to the doctor about that, about having a lump in my neck, and he felt around and he seemed pretty concerned. So essentially, what he told me was that it could be one of three things. It could be really swollen lymph nodes, it could be a cyst, or it could be a tumor. Yeah, that's basically what he told me as to like what he thought it could be. And then he told me that we need to like just start doing some tests and imaging and whatnot. So he ordered an ultrasound for me, and the day that I talked to him, I actually had an x-ray of my chest done to check for diseases like pneumonia. They didn't find anything. I had my ultrasound done earlier this week. What's been a blessing is that they've actually gotten my like tests that I've had done so far through the system pretty fast, which has been really nice. Seems like they've been treating it urgently, which is good. So I had my ultrasound done earlier this week, and I honestly, in hindsight, it feels kind of lame. Like, I kind of wish we just skipped the ultrasound because basically all they said was like, yup, there's a lump there. I'm like, well, yeah, no, there's a lump there. The tech that performed the ultrasound said that he thinks it is lymph nodes. There's some insight there. After I had my ultrasound done, I was referred to an ENT doctor, which is an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So I had a checkup with him, which that was basically, this is like the day after the ultrasound, and that was all just kind of doing the same thing that I did with my primary care doctor. Just told him all the same stuff and basically got told all the same stuff in return, which is that it could be swollen lymph nodes and that there's like a, I don't know, a host of infections that could cause lymph nodes. I assume there's a lot of infections that could cause super swollen lymph nodes that I've like never even heard of. And then he said it could be a cyst or a tumor. So like the scary thing with this whole thing is like, even though there's a good chance that it's just like no big deal, like it could just be like a sickness infection or something else or whatever, like with this kind of thing, there is always the prospect of it being, I don't know if I can say the actual word on here, but it could be the big C, like the scary one. So that's been like kind of nerve wracking. So when I heard that from the ultrasound people that it was most likely lymph nodes, at first I was like, okay, that's like super good news, because in my mind that took the prospect of it being the big C off the table, only to find out from the ear, nose, and throat doctor that it actually doesn't, because that's what lymphoma is. We're still trying to do tests, trying to figure out what the heck this is. Today, my neck has been really sore because this morning I had a biopsy done, and that was an adventure. The type of biopsy I had done is called a fine needle aspiration, and they basically laid me down on a table, used an ultrasound machine for guidance to make sure they didn't hit any nerves or blood vessels in my neck, which is lovely. But like, oh my gosh, it was so uncomfortable. So they had to inject me with lidocaine, I think they called it. And honestly, that was the most painful part of the process, because it's not just like the needle from the injection that stings, but like the actual medication as it's numbing the area stings. So that was kind of painful. But then what they do for the fine needle aspiration is they stick a needle through your neck down into the mass area, and the doctor like wiggles it around to collect fluid or whatever from the area, and then he like squirts it into like a sample jar, and he has to do that 5 times. So it was so uncomfortable. I was like laying there on my back with my head turned watching the ultrasound on the screen, and like I could, in the ultrasound, I could just see the needle come into my neck, and then I feel him going and it was, oh, it's not an experience I ever want to do again. But on top of that, since it's a lymph node and they went in with like foreign stuff poking around at it, it really aggravated the lymph node. And since lymph nodes are like a network, it like made the other lymph nodes in my head feel gross. So that's lovely and fine and dandy. But so that's where I'm at right now. I'm waiting to hear back from the results of the biopsy. From the ultrasound, they only sounded like they thought it was lymph nodes, but weren't like for sure on that. But the people who did the biopsy sounded certain that what this is swollen lymph nodes. That much we figured out. It's for sure swollen lymph nodes, but today I had a biopsy done and I had some blood work done. So I'm waiting to hear back the results on all of that to see if they have any insight on what sort of infection or whatever could be causing such a swollen lymph node. It's been a very persistent swollen lymph node. It's been swollen like this now for probably 2 weeks at least, and has no sign of slowing down or going away. They haven't given me any treatment for it so far because they don't know what it is, so they don't know how to treat it yet. It's kind of frustrating being in like the middle of all these medical tests, trying to make headway, but I think I'll be having another appointment with my ENT doc soon once I hear back the results of the test. And I think they also want to do a CT scan of my neck. I got a call earlier today from the people doing the CT scan, but the people that I got referred to do the CT scan are like down south, so it'd be like an hour drive at least to go have it done. So I asked them if they could refer it up to here, closer to where I live, and they said they could. And then they told me someone else would call me about it. They told me they'd called today, and they haven't. So that's lovely. So hopefully I hear from them soon. I think it is some kind of like sickness infection kind of thing, because with this whole thing going on, I have been feeling just super low energy and mildly sick for like a month. And it's no fun. Like, it's the level of sickness where it's like, when I'm just sitting here, I'm like, why am I just sitting around? I could totally be up and doing stuff. But then as soon as I try to be up and doing stuff, it like kicks in really hard and I just get wiped out so easily. My temperature has been fluctuating anywhere between like 99 and 102 Fahrenheit. So I've been like in and out of mild fevers for like the past month. So that whole like the being sick thing because of this is actually why I'm missing from the Memorial Day four-wheeler ride that you're going to see in a few minutes. But I didn't go to that because for some reason lately I've just been like, it's been super easy to make me feel sun zapped. Like if I spend too much time in the sun and get kind of sun zapped, it like takes me down hard and makes me feel really sick. So my body has just been kind of frail. It's been kind of tough. Just thought I would throw that out there and monologue about that. And I will keep you all updated on what happens with this. Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of the vlog. Today's Sunday, and we're going for a family hike up the same canyon as we normally do. Different trail, because there's like a bajillion of them up here. So can always like do a different trail. But as you can see, it's really pretty, it's really green, and it's really hot.
Very hot.
We're definitely getting to the summer temperatures. I don't think the heat is doing our black dog any favors. So
don't worry, we brought a water bottle for him.
Yep.
But only for him. Our waters are in the car.
Yeah, we probably should have brought water for us too.
Well, if all else fails, we could drink out of that water bottle, but it's better than nothing.
Or we could just turn around when we start feeling super parched. But yeah.
Sunday family hikes. Summer edition. We tried to pick this trail for it to be a little bit more shady, but we were thinking of different trails.
Yeah.
So it's kind of shady, but not a lot of protection from the sun. And I'm also wearing a pretty tight, like, black top. And I ran out of deodorant this morning, so I have no deodorant.
You guys will probably think I'm crazy, but my personal opinion is most people probably don't actually need deodorant or a deodorant that often, as most people don't just naturally don't have a very strong odor. But
some people do though.
I know there are people that do, but I think for a good number of people out there, you could skip a couple days doing deodorant and you're gonna be fine.
It's not just that, but it feels uncomfortable.
Why?
If it's moist. Well, we'll show you any pretty views we come across. We kind of took the low path this time, so I don't know if we'll have any outlook, but
we've had no outlook so far.
Look at him though. Coco, do you want some water? He wants water.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day, and I'm here with the doggos. Hi! And Katie and David! And Coco is with his grandmama. Aww! And today we are taking the four-wheelers up the canyon to go riding. That's one of our favorite summer activities, and we haven't really broke them out this year except for when we helped with my sister's friend's proposal.
This is the first real ride.
This is the first real ride. It's a nice hot day, so it shouldn't be cold this time. And yeah, we've been working so hard in the yard. Now we gotta play hard.
Exactly. That's kind of the thing. I feel like first you have to get chores done, and this our reward is to get up in the mountains. So we work hard from probably February it starts all the way up till June, and then we hit it. This year we're making it a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
Playtime, yeah.
So I'll show you some fun things that we find up there, and we're gonna be up there all day today. We've arrived, and so has the whole valley, it seems like. There are so many trailers here, but we're getting ours ready. We got the Ranger and the four-wheelers set up, and the dogs are gonna go in the Ranger with Dad, while Mom and I ride on the four-wheelers up the canyon. It's gonna be fun. Lucky! Hi, buddy. Hi, Koa. You're so cute. You ready to ride? Okay, we just had to stop at this outlook because look how gorgeous. You could see the trail we were on, just the whole valley. Our little four-wheelers over there. This is so pretty. Everything is so green. That's the best part about like late spring, early summer, is that nothing's yellow yet. Yeah, it will get yellow.
The trail is really nice. Like,
it's so nice.
It out.
I think someone came and smoothed it and watered it.
Yeah, because it wasn't as bumpy.
And it wasn't dusty until we got up higher.
Mom says with a giant dust.
I do.
You got some dust between your eyebrows.
Yeah. This last bit of the ride was dusty, but for the most of it so far, it was pretty. Somebody came along with a water barrel.
I think so too.
But we're gonna get high up in the pine trees now, so
pretty. The dogs are exploring, and then we always bring our little bandanas to cover our mouths because all the dust in the air, and then glasses, yeah, because the bugs splatter in your face. We have a whole system.
Come on.
Smell it.
Oh.
Eat it.
So things got real snowy, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it past with our Ranger up there, so we might have to turn around and go a different way. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, time to turn around. We're scouting out a picnic area, and Mom went to go use the bathroom in the woods, and Atlas and Logan decided to join her. Oh, here comes Atlas. He's back. Nothing to see there. Oh, they're gonna lay in the snow, have little snowball fights. They love the snow. Yeah, there you go. We found our picnic spot, got our massive sandwiches. Sitting on this log, just enjoying the views. All right, we have ran into a couple patches of snow that's been...
It's a glacier.
It's a glacier. It was actually pretty big. It was a pretty big snowfall.
An avalanche is going down.
Yeah, like an avalanche. So we decided to turn around, try some other trails. We're getting the dogs out so they can get their little walkies in. And yeah.
I drank about a gallon of water.
They drink so much.
I'm trying to get them to go potty so they don't go in the vehicle.
Yes. Dog walking in the woods. Clouds behind me are looking a little gloomy and rainy. Like over here is fine, but behind me it's starting to look a little sus. So I think we might be heading back. There's Dad. Mom's up ahead. We're riding back to our trailer. I got so dirty. Oh my gosh, it's in my eyes. I've already wiped off a lot, like it's all inside my shirt because I've been wiping my eyes. I need to go home and take a shower. You can tell my shirt is dusty. This is like pure black before. My eyeballs hurt. You boys have fun today? Did you three boys have fun? It was a good day today. Someone got tired on our little venture today. He's trying to keep his eyes open, but he can't.
Good morning, everybody. I'm actually filming a clip, crazy, because Audrey wanted me to show you guys, but some of you guys might know that I've been like in and out of yo-yos, but lately I've been kind of getting back into them. I did a lot of yo-yoing in high school. I feel like I'm kind of reconnecting with that as of lately, and I have a little mail day. I got on some forums where people like sell and trade their yo-yos, and I traded magic cards for 4 yo-yos and then bought another one for 30. So I'm gonna open these up, and I don't know if you guys even care, but I'm gonna show you my new yo-yos. Alrighty. Also, sorry if I seem a little like down today. I'm honestly not feeling the greatest today. I think I slept funny on my back or something, because my back really hurts and I just all around don't feel the greatest. It's okay. Anyway, that's a yo-yo. That's a yo-yo. That's a yo-yo. And that's a yo-yo. I traded 4 magic cards for 4 yo-yos. So let's see what this one is. Oh, this one's really interesting. So this one's called the One Drop Wizard, and it has a coating on it. Like, this is aluminum, but it has a coating on it that makes it like look ceramic. Super interesting. Also, like one of my bigger yo-yos, I don't know if you can tell diameter. Actually, that's not as big as I thought it would be. That's interesting. It's literally like a UV green. I think if you put this under a black light, it would light up. Very interesting. This is the opposite of that. This is a big one, and this is a smaller one, also from One Drop, called the Cafe Racer. Old yo-yo. I think this was from like 2011 or something. Traded for it anyway because it might be fun to try an old yo-yo, and I've actually been looking to try some One Drop branded yo-yos because I don't have any in my collection, so that's interesting. Also a new brand. This is from a brand called Japan Technology, and this is called the Phage. I don't know if that's how you say it. Phage. It's actually like kind of dirty, so I might need to take some like rubbing alcohol or something and clean it up, but there's that. And then the one I'm most excited for, this is from a brand called Caribou Lodge, and this is the Klondike. And it's really cool. That is really clean looking, actually. It's kind of a niche hobby, but I really like collecting a bunch of yo-yos. Audrey asked me about this the other day, but I love collecting new yo-yos because different yo-yos play very differently, and it's just fun to try like how different yo-yos feel. But it's also hard to explain how those differences feel to someone who doesn't yo-yo, so I don't think I'd really be able to explain it. But this one's cool. This is what we call a bimetal, so the blue rims are stainless steel, whereas the rest of the yo-yo is aluminum. Stainless steel rims helps there to be like more weight on the outside. It gives it what we call more stability, which just means that while it's spinning, it's less prone to like turn or change axis, if that makes any sense. The phage is cool because this is actually, these are probably aluminum rims, but the body is actually plastic. Same kind of deal, like the heavier metal on the outer rims of the yo-yo are just supposed to help it like be more stable. Anyway, you probably don't want to hear me ramble on about that, so I'll open my 5th yo-yo and maybe I'll do a really quick go through all the yo-yos and give my impressions. But this last one is one that I've been a lot more like distinctly looking for my collection, and it is this. This is called the Yo-Yo Factory Edge, and the reason why I've been looking for this for my collection is mainly just because when this yo-yo came out, it's a signature yo-yo for a player, and like, yeah, that's a thing in the yo-yo world. There's players that do like competitive contests and will get sponsored by brands and have their own like signature yo-yos. So this was by a player that I was a really big fan of, and I really wanted to get the Edge when the original one first released, but it was a little expensive for me at the time. But I feel like I always kind of wanted an Edge in my collection, and now I have one. I'll string these up and do a quick review, I guess. All right, yo-yo number 1's the Klondike. I just threw it around before turning the camera on, and yeah, this thing's really good. I mean, the original MSRP for this yo-yo is like 130, like 130. So it's definitely a high-end yo-yo, and that shows. It's nice. Also, the yo-yos I play with are called unresponsive yo-yos, which means you like they don't like come back up when you tug on them like a responsive yo-yo does. You have to do a trick called a bind to get them back up, and the whole point of that is that you can do tricks that require slack in the string, because with a responsive yo-yo, if any slack is introduced into the string, it comes back up. Yo-yo number 2, the phage. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. It's Phage, however the heck you say that. I don't even know if that's a real word, but guy did not lie to me. I think that probably will be the smoothest yo-yo out of the ones that I got from him. But the Klondike was still definitely like respectably smooth. Ooh. And yeah. First impressions are kind of the same as the Klondike. Like, again, I don't really know how to explain how they feel differently. All I can tell you is that, yep, that's a good yo-yo. Now the Wizard, the one that looks all crazy and green stuff, slightly bigger yo-yo. I mean, I like that one too. It's definitely lighter and floatier than the others. And it's definitely like a bigger yo-yo than I'm used to. Like, this is a yo-yo I have that's on the smaller side, and this is that. Especially compared to the new the Cafe Racer I got, which is a very small yo-yo. This thing looks gargantuan. It doesn't actually feel that big in your hand though. Alright, Cafe Racer. This thing's a really old yo-yo. Like I said, I think it's from like 2011. This thing's like so small though compared to what I'm used to playing with. So, yeah, definitely already can tell that it's not like a performance yo-yo like the Klondike and the Phage are, but I'll definitely be throwing this thing around. It's fun. It feels like a mini yo-yo. And now the Edge. The one that I'm like, I do kind of tend to be picky with the smoothness of my yo-yos. And the guy told me that this thing's still decently smooth, but with the kind of damage it has, I'm kind of worried that it won't be as smooth as I like it. So I'm a little worried. Yeah, it's not very smooth. But I mean, when that's a $100 bimetal that you paid $30 for, you get what you pay for, right? I'm not gonna complain too much about the level of vibe it has because I can't like feel it through the string, and that's usually when I start complaining about it, is when it vibrates badly enough that I can like feel it vibrating through the string when I'm playing with it. But yeah, that's kind of weird. For like as much as it vibes, it plays really smoothly. There we go.
Spencer actually just got back from more testing. He just did a CT scan, which he'll talk about more in the next vlog because I feel like this one's already long enough. But anyways, I hope this one has been interesting. A little insight of what our couple past weeks have been for us. Like I've been saying in the past vlogs, things are about to get even more crazier, like just from here on out. I'm actually leaving to go on a girls trip next week. So Spencer's gonna be doing a whole dedicated vlog, which I love. I think it's so fun to see everything he's up to in his POV. So if you're excited about that, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And yeah, any remaining words?
I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too. It's gonna be so sad.
But have fun on your trip.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching.
We'll see you next one.
Bye.
Bye.